What's going on? Welcome to Totally Blitz podcast. It's been a long time coming, but we're finally recapping week one of NFL action, real football, not preseason, not training camps, but real action. But before we jump into it, go down and like and subscribe. Comment how you felt about your team, any bets you cashed, or does your overall feelings on certain teams after their week one performances. So as always, I'm Paul Pick'em, Wyndham Contra. I got my clip with me, and who's with me?
You already know, man. It's your boy Kev, Water Voice the Boy, aka the Don PYE, always the realest on your screen. And man, I got some shit to say today.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna start from Friday because technically we haven't talked the Friday game. We still got to talk the Packers and Eagles, but then of course we're going through the whole slate Sunday through Monday, and we talking every single game of every single game, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Oh, there was a lot of ugly, a whole lot of ugly.
Oh,
You
there
know,
was.
there's a stat that like less than this was the least amount of passing touchdowns or something like that in a long time. And like there's like a stat that like I want to say over six quarterbacks or something like that threw for less than 175 yards, and no rookie threw a touchdown.
Bro, they're
Or
they're saying like we were spoiled, and they're showing like the like 2019 passing leader, 2018 and it was like Brady, Manning, Breeze, Phillip Rivers, Ben Roethlisberger, Matthew Stafford. Um, it was like we were spoiled. Matt Ryan was up there. Russell Wilson was even still golden at this time. They're like, yeah, we were spoiled, bro. We didn't even know it.
facts. Niggas didn't know he was gonna take a fall. But yeah, that there's a lot of bad offenses this first week. This first week. But we can't overreact. I hate overreactors on week one. Nobody knows what the fuck happens. I don't even think people that suck know they suck yet. So I'm like it's only week one, but we gonna get into it.
Yeah. There's gonna be different reasons. Case by case, we'll talk it because like some of them was like players didn't play in the preseason, some your injury, some you're just brand new fucking team with a new system, new everything.
Yeah. And there's niggas like Peyton Manning snapping talking about stuff. See, this is what happens when you don't fucking play in training camp.
Yeah, no pay him. Well, Jazz was watching.
Anyway,
She was like, "Damn, he's calling him out." He said he like I was like. Then I started going into the backstory of like, yeah, this is Brandon Ayuk wanting money. Da 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 da.
but we gonna talk it all, man. So let's get into Friday, kid.
Friday, some of the biggest implications after this game due to some injuries in the last 5 seconds of this game. Packers
Right.
losing to the Eagles. We were both on the Packers. Eagles winning 34-29. It was a good ass game over there in Brazil. We had a Hail Mary attempt towards the end of the game. Unfortunately, it wasn't Jordan Love who got to throw that motherfucker. It was Malik Willis due to an injury. Honestly, we're a little lucky with Jordan Love's injury because it looked like a pop. It looked like it could have been a lot worse. They're saying it's just a 3 to 6 week injury. Maybe he'll be back. Who knows? We'll have to keep an eye on that. But Eagles side, Saquon, 3 touchdowns. That were like career game week one on a new team, on an actual franchise that knows how to win. Giants fans are going out sad after Friday. Eagles fans definitely happy to see that, like, oh, Saquon still got knees. Like, our money was well worth it.
Yeah, this game was good because one, I think the Packers had some like standout players on defense. Quinyon Mitchell coming out of Wilson, Florida. He was in on every motherfucking play. And then even Jair Alexander was doing this thing. I think might have caught a pick, low key.
I think it was Xavier McKinney that caught the pick. Maybe they.
Oh, yeah. It was McKinney, the old Vikings cornerback. Yeah. And but the Packers defense is what surprised me. I wasn't expecting them. I was like, oh, this is the same old Packers defense, especially earlier in the game. It felt like they were able to get stops. They were able to send them boys to third down and wasn't letting shit go for fourth and one. And like the tush push felt like it didn't mean shit without Jason Kelsey. And I really thought the Packers were gonna win this game until I feel like the Eagles started to figure things out. AJ Brown always available over the top. If you AJ Brown is the real 7-Eleven to me. Like if AJ Brown complains about not getting the ball, you give him the ball because that motherfucker's stronger, faster, and has more finesse than any nigga guarded him. So it's
His
a no brainer.
speed is what took me back because that 67-yard touchdown with his breakaway speed, I was like, "Oh, that's not." I was like, "That's not fair." Like I was like too big to be able to break away from the guys behind him that way. I was like, "That's not fair."
I would love to see this man in the weight room next to the tight ends because I feel like you wouldn't see a difference. He might lift more than some of them.
And I mean, a valiant effort for the Packers. Defense showed up early in the game. There's definitely gonna be some questions on Jalen Hurts. Like those interceptions were Stevie's. Like they were fucking. What were you looking at? Like because those were not good, and those were not tip passes at the line. This wasn't. Oh, he was open for a window. It was like I'm throwing it to you and you only, and I don't give a fuck. Like,
Oh, you know.
guarded or not, like I'm throwing that bitch to you. And so that, of course, that's gonna have some question marks, but I mean, they did enough to win, and winning cures all.
Yeah, and they held the lead. I think that was the thing because the Packers tried that shit. The Packers really tried to make it happen, and when they held up, I was like, okay. And shout out to the guy that that picked Saquon with the second round pick.
Oh, that's a good value. Good value.
Oh man, oh, felt so good. There's only 6 people in the league, so for a lot of people that's like halfway. Nope, because I had the first pick, second round pick, so that's like pick 13. I picked him up with pick 13 in the draft, and it was worth it. I had 100 points on fantasy before motherfucking Sunday.
And shout out to the guy who was playing me. He had Jalen Reed and AJ Brown starting, and I got
Oh,
absolutely the game that my game was over before it even begun.
that's what I wasn't ready for. Motherfucking Jalen Reed over the top.
And running one. He also took one on the he took a jet sweep to the house.
That boy is cold. I like their I like the committee, the wide receiver committee they have over there in Green Bay. And then I feel like with Matt LaFleur, they can get a dub or two because Ty Smith talking about some. Please don't put Malik
Oh
Willis
no,
in.
Malik Willis did that. Bro, his face when they put him in those fast fights, he was like, "Oh fuck!" Like his face was like not somebody that was like, "I didn't expect to play at all this year. Like, what the fuck am I doing here right now? I don't even know the playbook. Don't tell coach." Like,
Yeah, they had a trade for dogs, so I'm just thinking like, oh no, and like I'm not gonna write them off of that pass because it was the fucking Hail Mary to end the game type shit. Like maybe it would have maybe like I'm not gonna especially you haven't played all game, you're just looking like fuck, I got to go with the last 5 seconds and I gotta win us the game. I can kind of understand, but I also think he's gonna come into the next game and play terrible too. So so I'm not tripping at the whole Ryan Tannehill idea. But I think Matt LaFleur can sneak 2 wins in. But shout out the Eagles. They definitely didn't play their best, especially we can put some blame on the field. And I like how nobody kind of like tripped about that. They were just like, it happened. We can't control it. Let's figure it out. Because everybody was slipping and sliding all over the place. But solid W for the Eagles. Great way to bounce back from a season where everybody feels like you let them down.
and you can call if you're not going to call Ryan Tannehill, Joe Flacco is still got something in the tank.
Man,
Player of the year.
the Browns might have to go get Joe Flacco again after what we saw on offense.
Yeah, we'll get into that one. Opening up Sunday, we started with this on the picks. Might as well start with it on here. Dolphins claw their way back to a 2017 win. They don't cover, so I missed that, but they definitely win, and that's the bigger picture for me. And how they won was a big picture to me because last year was a team that we got smacked in the mouth. We weren't going to win. And for us to be able to claw our way back from what potentially was about to be 24-7, but Javon fucking Holland, I've been screaming his name for like 3 years now, punching the ball out on the goal line against one of the better backs in the league, ETN. And then
I didn't see that. Wow, I didn't know that's what changed the game.
That's what changed the game. Third quarter, before that touchdown from Tyreek, the 80-yard touchdown, was due to that punch out. And then we get the touchdown. We get it on the 20. Tua throws that touchdown. Now it's 14-17 instead of 24-7, which would have been the score if we don't get that punch out. And
I heard that was like the longest touchdown of Tyreek's career or something like that.
Shit, I wanted that motherfucker having career year down in Miami, baby.
Again.
But then Jason Sanders then clutching it for us, 2 field goals in the fourth quarter. I was a little skeptical because he missed the one going into halftime, but I felt good. But it just to show like we were analytically, we probably weren't supposed to win that game going into that third quarter drive, and our defense definitely made a huge stop. And then Trevor Lawrence First half, phenomenal. Second half, abysmal. I don't know if that's more on the Jaguars side or if that's more on our defense getting better throughout the game. We'll see come week 2 based on how both of those teams perform against their next opponents. But I give me good hope that hey, we're not going to win every game by putting up 40. We played a little defense on.
To do me a favor, tell me about this play. They said that Jalen Ramsey went like 53 yards sideline to sideline type shit to get in on a play, like a clutch, like I think it was a fourth down and third down. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, to make it like a collab tackle. He did. He came all the way from his X, all the way from his side, and they were running the ball on the other side, and he comes and makes. He wasn't the only one that made the play, but he will. It does. It shows the effort that this team is playing with.
Oh yeah, I heard that shit and I was like, damn, that boy got the bag and turned up. Oh, I like to see that. And then man, did you see the body cam footage about Tyreek?
Yeah, I saw. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
bro.
Calais
I was
Campbell,
hot
everything.
because I was like, I'm like Tyreek, man, we would have had a case if you would just let that window down on they stupid ass. But I did respect Tyreek. He said that, bro, he doesn't have no hate for the police. He has somebody that changed somebody that was important in his life was a sheriff. So he understands bygones be bygones. That nigga was lit because like, bro, I'm fucking about to go play opening week 1, kid. Fuck you talking about? And then them niggas was on some like, hey, bro, put your fucking window down, pussy. And like it turned into some shit. And then what made me mad was when they was trying to force him to the floor, and he's like, "Bitch, I just had a surgery on my knee." And nigga was like, and I'm just like, "I dare you to say some shit like you don't care, nigga. I dare you, nigga. I dare you."
Well,
So
some
that was
people.
the
I would
situation.
say that shit was a whole bunch of extra nonsense, but I will say then Calais Campbell getting involved and also getting detained for no fucking reason. But they say throughout years, like teams that come together, like there's moments that forces teams to come, and this may have been the moment. Like early on,
Right.
week 1, I'll fucking take it. Like if this team wasn't playing as a unit, I mean, 49ers, Ricky gets shot, Trent Williams like, hey, I'm ready to play. I'll sign the contract. Like fucking, that's all it takes. Like it takes a moment, and this could have been the moment.
Nah, did I? And then Calais Campbell, first play as a Dolphin, gets a nasty sack. Takes that nigga back like 12,
Blew
15
that
yards,
shit
it looked
up.
like.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, nigga, that's how you start your season off? And like, I like Calais Campbell. He was with us last year. So I'm like, damn.
And Tua, I mean Tua leaned the league. What else you spell? Lean the league passing yards after week 1, 338. Some you like you said, how many six couldn't even get to 100. Oh boy, 338.
My team was one of them 6.
Oh, that's cool. Next game down the slate. This game, Kevin, was right. It was right in our fucking fingertips. The Bills beating the Cardinals 34-28, and I mean, the Bills were the one and only team to score the touchdown. Wasn't it the kick return touchdown?
Mm-hmm.
Or am I tripping? Uh, I might be tripping. Oh no, it's the Cardinals who scored the kick return. DJ Dallas had the fucking touchdown to bring it within 28-31 in the fourth quarter, and it's a ball game. Now it's like, oh, the Bills have to play fucking offense and defense. They can't just like coast away. But Josh Allen putting on MVP like performance and what was almost like a minimal effort passing the ball.
Oh, I don't know, man. Maybe second half, but first half, I think it took them a second to figure out that game plan. That game plan worked crazy good in the second half, but I was so locked in on the Falcons. I just peeped the recap on this one, but motherfucking, I was looking at the score at halftime and I was like, yo, I'm gonna be like, I knew me and Paul were fucking geniuses. I'm tired of niggas talking to us like we don't know what we're talking about. But I was shocked that Marvin Harrison had no motherfucking stats when I seen it. And then when I
Not a
seen the
damn
play of
thing.
him wide open down low, and then I think did Kyler take this? No, Kyler wasn't looking that far down or something like that. I was like,
Well, Kyler
oh,
had like 3 people around his head top about the.
okay, so yeah, he
Yeah,
was
it
under
was. It
pressure
was
like
like
a
it's one of
motherfucker.
those in a perfect world, yeah. But like in reality, when you're like 5'10" and you got like 3 motherfuckers 6'5" about to hit you, dumbass, like you're not looking at that guy over there.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm not gonna write the Cardinals off. I was just like, if only y'all looked very much like yourselves in the second half. And they said that wide receiver committee shit is working for Josh Allen.
Yeah, the reason why I said that for the Bills was like this was the first time I've ever seen Josh Allen just be okay with not doing the most. Like the, the whole first drive, I think he only threw like one pass, and like it was like 2 minutes left in the first quarter where he finally had like 5 passes in the game. Like he didn't, he was okay with I'll hand the ball off, and then eventually defense is gonna have to play the run, and I will get like James Cook's a good back. I'll let him get the fucking touches, and they're okay with doing that all first half. And like he only threw the ball 23 times, 18 of 23. That's not normal Josh Allen numbers. Like he's throwing like 35, 40 passes. He was okay with just playing smart football, and like that's the one thing which I could not take into account for the Bills. Like that was not what I anticipated at all. I expect this was. It just kind of took me back. This is not the Bills. If this is the Bills for the next 17 weeks, this is going to be crazy. Like Josh Allen only 25 passes and okay with like, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's running the ball about 9, 10 times, but 2 touchdowns on the run. Like this could be efficient football. Like take
that's
where the
scary.
points are and be okay with not coming out with 7 every game.
This Josh Allen is an MVP. That Josh Allen is an MVP. Josh Allen that we don't take the over on in a anytime interception on is a dangerous motherfucker.
Yeah, 2 rushing touchdowns, like, and he still has the arm talent where like they're gonna like over the top shots will still be there if the defenses play too much for a defense. So this is Thursday night football. We're quick turnaround. We'll see them on Thursday this week. We'll come up to that the next. We're covering that later this week as well.
So fuck the Bills for messing up our underdog pick. But shout out motherfucker in the Bills for looking like they're finna turn up for a second.
Yeah, and then a big shot. This team took me out of my Survivor League.
Ah,
Bengals losing to the Patriots, 16-10. Um,
damn, you bet on Joe Beasy for the Suicide League?
Well, I had the Dolphins, I had the Saints, I had other ideas that go with it, and I said, "No, let me just be, let me not be like a homer in my picks. Like, let me just take the biggest spread. Let me just take the safest pick. Jacoby Brissett starting, and little did I know that. I mean, I'm not gonna say that they'll win this game every time, but the Bengals offense looked like dog shit. They had that one good drive before half that then Kyle Duggar punches the fucking ball out at the 1 yard line himself. They get the ball back. That completely changes everything. And then
that was the changing point in the game because the play before that was a second touchdown that got called back. And
yes,
the highlights are nowhere, but they said Gesicki's fucking gritty was disgusting. They said he was
absolutely
all
dog
over
shit.
the place. All over the place. And I was like, I didn't even know that nigga still hits the grid.
And then they come out at halftime, and the special team fumbles the ball on their return, and they give the short field position to the Patriots. Like at that point, it was just like, oh, everything that can go wrong will go wrong, and the gods have decided that this is the Patriots' win tonight, and they try to hardest to fight back, but like, remember what I told you? Like, if this is Lamar Jackson without his number 1 and number 2, like he's gonna win this game. If it's Patrick Mahomes, he's gonna win this game. If you are considering yourself the elite upper echelon of QBs, you're gonna win this game no matter what. Joe Burrow threw 164 yards and no touchdowns, bro. Like
he was one of the 6. And the worst part is Jacoby Brissett was one of the 6 too.
it's Joe Beasley's one of our boys, but we gotta call it how we see it. And his wrist, AJ Hawk talks about it on Pat McAfee all the time about like, hey, when I came back from my surgery on that wrist, like it is 50% of what it was. And he like best case scenario, 80% of full movement is what he's looking at. That's best case scenario. There's videos of him having to pick up a water bottle like this while sitting on the bench because he can't move his wrist correctly. And it's like, ooh.
I know exactly what they're talking about. I know exactly what he's going through. Maybe mine, I didn't have the same exact injury, but when you injure certain parts of your wrist, like it doesn't just go back to normal, kid. It's not like certain parts of your arm and shit. Like they keep telling me that if I fuck this up, they might have to re-break this bitch and try to get it to heal again type shit.
And
like
this is national quarter. This is a quarterback in the National Football League.
Facts, and that's it on the throwing arm.
Yes, like this is not. I mean, maybe we'll see. Maybe see
I
week
just think
2,
that,
week 3. They are slow starters normally, but Joe Burrow is always fucking injured. I feel like at this point, even his rookie season, he got hurt, like missed the rest of the year.
I look at it as 2 things. I saw that we kind of seen it come. We seen it coming, but we just didn't think that if Jamar Chase was played, that it could really happen for real. But there was no run game, which is tragic because Joe Mixon had a day over there in Houston. But I think what got it was that the Patriots showed that they still have their same culture. They're gonna run the ball. They ran that bitch 25 times for with Ramondre Stevenson for 120 yards and a touchdown. He was doing his thing. Motherfucking Jacoby Brissett had 15 passes for 120 yards. He was averaging 5 yards a pass because they didn't want to make mistakes. And they capitalized on mistakes. And if that doesn't sound like the fucking Patriots, I don't know what the fuck is. Christian Gonzalez showed that he's
A lot.
a dog. Oh my gosh. I was like, my dog is back. I was like, who the fuck locked? Because I looked it up. I was like, who the fuck was locking up Jamar Chase like that? Chris, I was like, makes sense. I was like, don't even got to check out the PFF stats or nothing like that. I've been screaming my dog name. So shout out to Patriots for getting this win. And I think these are one of those wins that like were cool, but they definitely poured Gatorade on Gerard Mayo after the game.
Oh, I definitely circled that. When I saw the fucking Gatorade on Mayo, I was like, oh, I'm putting the
like,
house against them next week.
It had me crying because I was in my head. I was like, damn, bro, somebody should have bet the blue Gatorade. I was like, these niggas dropped Gatorade on this nigga. Yeah.
Week one. Oh no, bro, that's not a team that you're expecting shit from the first of the year.
Yeah, this
That's
is
the Super Bowl.
Football League, homie.
That's the fucking Super Bowl for them boys. We just won week one from all the hoes, bro. No one thought we were gonna win.
Wait till the boys get back to New England. But yeah, shout out to Patriots for winning, man.
Then another game. I'm just going down the list, bro. This was another ass whooping. Vikings 28-6.
Hold on. It was a close game in the first half. Like, it was close, but then we realized that the Giants are atrocious in every side of the ball.
Bro, they said that the fans left early. Okay, first of all, that's crazy for New York Giants. Like, you left early. That's crazy. This is week one. This is kind of, but they said they didn't go home. They left early and waited around in the parking lot so they could boo Daniel Jones and the Giants, bro. I don't think you understand like how crazy that the journalists were calling it Bush League and this, bro. They stayed around and he said, "We're gonna wait till this game. We're not gonna watch the game because there's horse shit out there, but we're gonna stay in this parking lot, wait till they get out so we can boo our team and more." I'm a professional booer. All right, I enjoy booing people with the best of them. All right, I can only aspire to do some shit like this. This is some real deal hate. The Giants are done with Daniel Jones.
Their offense as a whole was horrible. Like, remember we was like, yo, this is gonna come down to coaching, and it did. I don't think either of these teams had great offenses, but the fucking Giants and the Daniel Jones offense was tragically terrible. And I just want to go in deep on how bad it was, but the Falcons played slightly worse than the Lakers. So I'm like, I'm just gonna keep it moving. But there was nothing they could do. The fucking Vikings, the fact that Van Ginkel's first game with the Vikings, motherfucker gets a pick six in the fucking like what?
Boy, I still love Van Ginkel.
He's a fucking baller. Daniel Jones had 186 yards, 2 interceptions, and their O-line didn't block for shit. They got sacked 5 times.
Offensively, they're bad, but I try to scream how good the D-line was, but the D-line was they laid a goose egg. They didn't get no like Sam Darnold should be the person that you should be able to get after, especially this Viking O-line where they let Sam Darnold look like a legitimate quarterback. Oh, they sacked him once. I apologize, but
19 to 24.
This is not the D-line I thought I was betting on for this year. This was pretty bad. Aaron Jones looked good in the backfield.
14 carries for 94 yards.
It don't make sense. The Giants are. Did you see Kayvon Thibodeau post game? It was in the locker. Someone just tried to ask him like, "Hey, bro, like how y'all didn't really do much. Like, is this what y'all?" Anyone else got any questions? Like he didn't want to hear nothing.
No, I mean, I'm not cheap. He wasn't tripping, but like, it was 0-3 in the first quarter, and I really thought like, okay, maybe this team isn't like they were just playing a slow game and they were gonna pick up. No, they had no answer. They didn't. Saquon was their entire offense. Like the best way to explain it is that Stephen A. Smith has been saying for the longest that the Giants were Saquon All they had was Saquon Barkley and a bag of chips. Saquon Barkley left. but niggas didn't know he took the bag of chips with him too. So like, even though they got some ballers, I did not see it.
And their field goal was only due because the Vikings fumbled within their own 25. Like, like Vikings fumbled within like within their own 25. They set up short field. They kicked the field goal. But yeah, no. The people were saying about how on the Hard Knocks they were saying like, well, we're gonna find out. We got ourselves a $40 million quarterback.
That's thrown more pick sixes than touchdowns since he signed a contract. I
That's
saw that stat and shit in my pants.
Kyle said that, and I said, "Ain't no way." I legit thought Kyle was making up a stat, like because he sent the graphic, and I was like, "Oh, this is some fucking butts, like ball sack sports graphic." All right, ain't no way. And then he sent the actual report, like Ian Rappaport. I was like, "God damn!" Like, oh shit, that's bad, bro.
Nah, no cap. And I'm over here thinking like this is gonna be the Danny Wheels is coming back. They got him on the Josh Allen diet. They're gonna figure out how to get no. If I'm a Giants fan, kid, I'm getting the fuck up out of here.
Yeah, and from the bad to the worst, the Saints blow out the Panthers
Oh,
47-10. It was like 30-3 at halftime. Um, Yeah, 33 at half, that's how they confirmed that. Even Derek, but they had Derek Carr talking his shit, bro. People were about to run Derek Carr. They're saying the Spencer Rattler allegations got Derek Carr playing like it's 2016 again. That boy
bro,
Derek Carr is playing with a fire.
where is this shit at? I want to say, oh, that's what it was. He threw an interception on the first play.
He threw what? An interception on what?
Bryce Young threw an interception.
Oh, the
Pass
first
deep
play.
middle intended for Deontay Johnson, intercepted by Will Harris at the Cardinals motherfucking 40 at the Carolina 47. Like, nigga, what?
First play of like new season Panthers, boys. We got this. Time to right our wrongs.
Nigga, what? All right, look. Compare. This is what the play by play is for the Saints Panthers game. Saints touchdown, Panthers interception. No, Saints touchdown, 5 plays, 76 yards. Panthers interception, 1 play, 0 yards, 14 seconds. Saints field goal, 4 plays, 1 yard. Panthers punt, Saints touchdown, Panthers punt, Saints field goal. Panthers fumble, Saints field goals. Panthers punt, Saints touchdown. Panthers field goal. Panthers, they get the end of it's the end of the second quarter. End of the second quarter, they go to halftime. Throw interception, touchdown. Panthers finally score. Saints field goal, punt, touchdown. Saints turnover on downs, and the Saints punted 1 time all game, or 2 times all game.
And the punts came, I believe, at the end of the game. Like they didn't
Yeah,
punt
they were
shit.
just running out the clock. Alvin Kamara came out the motherfucking woodshed. Everybody, when I tell you, I was seeing Alvin Kamara in the 7th round, and people were having to pick him through auto pick, and I was like, I feel like that's going to be a better pick than a lot of picks that I've seen some people make. I picked all my running backs in the first 5 rounds, but so that's the decent pick, and he fucking showed it. Will they do it again next week? Probably not. But
No.
this is why I was shocked that you took the Bengals in the Bengals in your Survivor League, because the Saints, we was talking about it in the Instagram chats. The Saints are 5-6 now, but they won 6 consecutive home openers. And me being a Falcons fan, I've had to play against the Saints, and Drew Brees used to come back on home openers. Like, Drew Brees never loses them bitches. You used to hate losing the home openers. So I was like, I
Bro,
thought that
it's
automatic.
because it was a divisional game, and it was also like I remember Derek Carr in the red zone. The Saints would just die every fucking time they enter the red zone. Their whole offense would stop working. I don't know what would happen. Everything would just stop working. They would kick the field goal or miss the field goal because the group was not automatic. Um, did not anticipate Bryce Young to look like dog shit out there. That was not in the cards.
Poor,
David Dallas is
poor.
supposed to be can fix the worst of them. I don't know who to blame. The offensive line still looks terrible. I don't know if it's fucking the quarterback. I don't know if it's the O-line. I don't know if it's a mix of that. I don't know if it's the play calling with it. I don't know, because this is not NFL football. They're selling tickets, 2 tickets for like $1.50. You can get 2 tickets to their game against the Falcons, Kev, for like $1.50.
Crazy.
That's not NFL football.
Crazy. And This is one of those games where they got beat on every motherfucking every every field. Like they got beat on special teams, they got beat on defense, they got beat on motherfucking offense. They got their O line could not hold, their fucking quarterback could not throw, their receivers could not get open. Like there was nothing that the Panthers did that were remotely decent in this game.
And I mean, Derek Carr 3 touchdowns and he throws 4 incompletions. Like that's
Some people saying this is his best game since 2016, but he was on the MVP tear.
and the worst of the worst is Derek Brown gets a season-ending injury, and that's their best player on arguably the team. So no more Derek Brown. But like Derek, to sum it all up, Marcus literally at like 12:30 p.m. before 1 o'clock kickoff was texting the group chat saying, "Let's go Bryce." Like he said, "Let's go Panthers and let's go Bryce." And by like 3:30, he said, "Fuck the Panthers, fuck Bryce, fuck life." I was like, "Oof, that's not good."
I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a rough next 5 months for this guy.
3 consecutive first overall picks, technically, even though they traded that one to the Bears. And that's on the table right now.
Shit is crazy.
Next game, I mean, this is another one of those ugly, the good, the bad, the ugly. This was another one where very abysmal performance, but they still won. The Bears winning 24-17. Titans new head coach literally said, like, we had a better shot if we would have punted the ball on first down than what we did because our defense was so good.
He said that?
Yeah, at the post game, he said the post game press conference. He said our defense was playing so good, and we basically gave them the game that we probably had a better shot if we would have punted the ball on 1st and 10. We would have been able to win this game.
I mean, the boys were up 17-0, and motherfucking they lost this game not due to fucking the Bears offense. Defense and special teams took them to the fucking top, the promised land, and I was like, no way. Because I saw this shit. Because I'm telling you, I'm locked in on the Falcons ball every play. I didn't miss a single play. I'm talking about who needs to watch film. It's all up here. Motherfucking, I'm thinking like, oh, they turned up. They realized that Caleb Williams was like, yo, I was the first pick. I got It's 93 yards. 93. I'm not gonna get mad at a rookie. I can't get mad.
But they calling him the next Rex Grossman, bro.
I don't get mad at rookies, but 93 yards. DeAndre Swift, 30 yards. On my fantasy team, I started. It just what? DJ Moore, 8 targets, 5 receptions, 36 yards. Like you can't. There's a Ferrari over there. You're not doing anything with. Like this team, I don't know what this team.
Keenan Allen dropped like 4 passes, bro. That was another thing.
Really?
Yeah, Keenan Allen. You'll see he had a fuckload of targets, and
11.
Yeah, he dropped. I'm talking about like Caleb Williams would have been over 100 yards. Keenan would have caught them bitches because those are like 15 yarders, like drive extenders, sparking your ass plays. But Keenan Allen was dropping the bitches, and he looked fat in preseason. They're saying like Keenan Allen like toast, like, and it didn't look like he didn't beat the allegations.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell is up with the Bears. So, like, I can't even scream this was a Bears win for real. Like, I think the Titans are shit bad.
First number 1 overall pick to get a win week 1 since like 2002. So you got that going for him. I thought that was crazy. I was like, damn. All these number 1 overall picks be losing at week 1? That's crazy.
And some of them boys be decent. Like,
I'm mad I didn't know that stat. I'm like, bro, I'm making money. Like, what are you talking about? We 1-16 in the last fucking year. Yeah, next year. Circle. Who the fuck number 1? We betting against you, Bucko. Oh, but yeah, no. And the worst, the cherry on top was Will Levis falling to his knees after he throws the interception. Oh, that's gonna be the cover, bro. You'll see the cover of this episode. Is Will Levis literally hands on his knees like this, defender running past him, like. Throws the Will Levis. Bill Belichick summed it up best. He's like, Tom Brady was the reason why he's one of the best is because like he just didn't give you a play where he gave the ball to, like he just didn't give you a play where it put the team in a worse position. Like he could be able to analyze, if I make this throw, what am I getting? A yard? Best case scenario, he gets tackled 2 yards further for like a 3 yard gain. Worst case scenario, this is an interception because this motherfucker is real tightly guarded. So like Will Levis throws like a fucking backhanded pitch, and it would have been still like a loss of 5 yards because the defender's all around him. But worst case scenario, the defender jumps the ball, takes that bitch to the house. Bears win game.
Disgusting.
And Will Levis is on his knees like this, literally. I was like, oh, that's bad. That's going outside.
Disgusting. I mean, we gotta lock in with this. I gotta see what's up with this Titans defense. I gotta see if there's actually if the Bears are terrible, if the defense is just something we don't know about for real. But that Titans offense is going to be the reason why they lose a lot of games this season.
Yeah, Will Levis definitely got some growing pains. Don't throw that ball.
He should not be. I would take Sam Darnold over Will Levis.
Oh, me too. Oh, they're also Panthers looking crazy because Sam Darnold 200 and something yards, 2 touchdowns. Baker 400 fucking yards and 300 and something yards and 3 touchdowns. Like,
no, he had 4. He had 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, 4. It was like, and those are both your quarterbacks last year. Like, I mean, not last year, before the Bryson thing. So it was like, what the fuck y'all got going on? But next game, we handed. You talked about it a couple times. Falcons losing home. Home opener. Arthur Smith revenge game had them boys chirping. Steelers winning on the road. I should have known better. The captain got me, bro. You watched every snap.
I need you to chill with the Arthur Smith revenge game because that offense was atrocious.
Hey, but Justin Fields did enough.
No, Chris Boswell did enough. Because, like, it would be different if he was kicking, like, 40 and 30s. Like, this nigga kicked 3 50-yard field goals. One was for 56.
Yeah,
I was like...
57, 56, 51.
Yeah, like, I'm just like, I'm thinking, like, we got to stop, and it's just... Let's just do that. Rewind. Let's take it all the way back.
Where it all went wrong, Kev. Tell me.
It started with the fumble.
Okay.
So TJ Watt runs down and he gets a strip sack. We couldn't guard him all game, right? He gets a strip sack. But look, it's week 1. The refs called it. Offsides, just a smidge. That was a smidge. So they had to take. He can't get mad. It was his. And then he had made another play a little bit later in the game, and his corner was the reason why I got taken back. And it was like, because he could have like 2 or 3 strip sacks. But this one, the first fumble that he picked up, fumble recovery he got, Kirk Cousins sends Dog in a motion too late, so it literally bounces off of him. And we're just looking like, what the fuck? And first off, that play would have got blown up anyways because TJ Watt was back there so fast.
He was there.
He was back there so fast the entire game. Like, it was insane. And then this is what pissed me the fuck off. Like, I was like, we have Kirk Cousins. Maybe if this O-line could block, we could do something. But nobody in the fucking world fears Drake London. Then, like, the Kyle Pitts touchdown was nice. It was a blown coverage. We got that bitch. But this is why I was upset when we drafted dude over Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, motherfucking. I was like, Drake, nobody fears this man. But maybe him and Kirk can develop a tendency over time. Bijan they immediately keyed on Bijan immediately. Not 1 second did they think like, yeah, we're going to let this nigga get off. No way. We're over here fighting and clawing on 3rd down and shit like that, doing whatever we got to do to get through. It was a time. And then our defense. I'm over here screaming, this is the best secondary in the league. Justin Simmons, AJ Terrell, Jesse Bates. I'm not going to make it seem like they let anything behind them. The safeties did what they had to do. But it hit me. I'm like, why the fuck did Jesse Bates lead the league and lead our team in tackles last year? Because we ain't got no fucking linebackers to stop this motherfuckers when they get to the second wave. So once they get to the second wave, it's an immediate 15 yards. And that's how they were just figuring things out. They were like, let's get a methodical drive. And let's get them methodical. We get to these 3rd downs, get a 3rd and short, and we're going to take it through, keep the defense tired. And that's how the Steelers were just getting into field goal position and beat us. Not once they scored a touchdown. And I was thinking like, yo, Justin Fields, I think will probably end up looking better than Russell Wilson in this offense. I don't see Russell Wilson making this offense too much better. But like this Steelers offense is not the best, but our Falcons team just didn't win. And then the last interception, Paul, was like, all right, bro, the defense is literally holding them boys to field goals. Just get this touchdown, tie this bitch up. We gotta go. This motherfucker throws the pick, and I'm like, well, there
Like
goes any
second
hope.
play of the drive too. Like, oh,
I'm like, what the fuck? We could have just had Desmond Ritter do this on a rookie contract.
so the reason why I give him credit was because Justin Fields gets the start like last minute. Because Russell Wilson was definitely heading into the game as the starter, and off the next thing you know, he's not playing. Justin Fields, and that's why I felt even more confident. I was like, "Oh, they're cooked. Like Justin Fields ain't gonna do shit." And Justin
But he
Fields did
did it.
exactly what he needed to do. Just don't turn the ball over. And
Yeah.
yeah, they punted and kicked field goals. But I want you to look at the time of those fucking possessions. Like they were
Oh, it was insane.
long drive. Like even the punts were like 5 minute drive. Like that's all. Like they just played good ball. That's all. Like it was like okay, we're gonna control in big chunk plays. Like George Pickens caught one for like 50, 60 yards or something
On AJ Terrell, 1-on-1.
on AJ Terrell in a one-on-one situation late too. I believe it wasn't like in the first second quarter, but
And
it
that
was like
was the only one.
it was like damn. Like I just thought the defense was going to completely clamp down, and I was like, damn, Justin Fields is putting together drives. Yes, they're 50-yard field goals, but he's doing what Kirk isn't able to do. Like, and that's put together this drive. Like, get more than a 3-and-out, get more than a what is it, 6-and-out or 7-and-out. Whatever. Got to go further than 20 yards. Get into something where Young Hoku can be able to do something. I don't know what's up with it's growing pains though. So like I don't expect Falcons to be bad. I still got them winning the division. I just completely forgot about how good TJ Watt was.
Yeah.
TJ Watt when he's playing is like oh fuck game record.
So so this is where the fucking Michael Penix shit gets difficult. I'm like, fuck. Now we have this other motherfucker. People are already screaming, get Kirk out of here. Because like that was a terrible performance. But I'm charging it to it. This was a phenomenal defense. Maybe if our O-line can block somebody, because Kirk cannot do nothing under pressure. That's
Oh,
the
that was the other thing. Offensive coordinator, what the fuck are y'all doing? Y'all had Kirk and pistol for like 60% of plays or something. He don't ever
facts.
play under pistol. He's a shotgun player. Like he is
Facts.
under center shotgun, not in a pistol. He does not have the legs to be able to do the little turnaround. Like the pistol is not where Kirk plays football.
Even a little bit, but it's week one. Nobody knows who they are yet, and we gonna figure it out.
Then we're moving down. I think this the last 1 o'clock game was a heater. Came down to the wire. We're split on this pick. Texans beating Colts 29-27. All the new additions got involved. Stephon Diggs get 2 touchdowns. Joe Mixon 159 yards and on 30 carries. That's the thing that blew me away. It was like, oh, they 30. How much they paid Joe Mixon? Yeah, we're gonna get every fucking penny's worth. All right, we're gonna use you for every every down. You're running the fucking ball, catching the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But Joe Mixon scores a touchdown. CJ Stroud icing the game with some late with a late drive fucking cross body throw. But Anthony Richardson looked good. That boy threw like the third longest air distance pass in NFL history for a touchdown to Alec Pierce. Like this was an overall fun game. One of the where offenses on both sides were kind of doing some shit.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know that bitch was for 60.
63, I
That
think.
shit was
And
a
he
dime.
stumbled. Yo, like the craziest thing, he stumbled and it was like, oh shit. Let me just throw that bitch real quick.
And it was like there was no yakking that bitch. Like he caught that bitch in the end zone. I was like, oh, darn. They were showing us that at school yesterday.
He could throw that bitch 80, like just how effortlessly he just flicked it over there. I was like, and he stumbled. I'm like, he fell back, like, oh shit, and then threw it up. I was like, bro, if he would have had full stride, like wind up, like that bitch, he could throw that bitch 80, 90 yards, like in game adrenaline.
Facts. But yeah, the Texans, I think that I think Anthony Richardson just was really that dude for. I don't think the Texans defense has slipped at all, but they definitely, coach definitely was figuring the things out. And like we said, the Colts aren't a bad team. This was the game to go to the playoffs last year. They definitely showed that this is going to be a good rivalry, and there might be a chance that there's two people in this division that might go to the playoffs. If these two teams keep playing like they did in this game.
And Anthony Richardson, I mean, if I gotta say it for Lamar, I gotta say the same thing for Richardson. Accuracy issues is his biggest downfall right now. Is that you gotta keep working on that. You'll get better. That's just the one thing that's gonna hold you back from being that like super elite quarterback because you are an elite athlete. You're a fucking. They were making jokes like, bro, imagine like seeing C.J. Stroud throw the ball and then Anthony Richardson being like a specimen of a human and being like, yeah, I'm gonna take Bryce Young with the first overall pick. Like I was like, damn, bro, that's like it's a crazy shot, but I'm like, that's true. Like Anthony Richardson's a big motherfucker to be like, hey, I'll gamble something on that, and it's paying out. But if he was a little bit more accurate, Adonai Mitchell has like 2 touchdowns this game. Adonai Mitchell, rookie, breakaway speed, Xavier Worthy type player too. Like over the top, both plays, Anthony Richardson just overshot him, and it was like if like that's 14 points right there that he left on the board on 2 separate drives, or is this like if you were just because no one was back there, it was just like you got past the defender, you're wide open, the ball's accurate, that's a walk in. Those are 2 walk-in touchdowns for the rookie. We're talking about Adonai Mitchell this week, like oh shit, like rookie of the year candidate, but instead he only has 1 catch for 2 yards, and they lose this game by 2 points.
Tragic, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna stay tapped in with the Colts now. I got to see what they're talking about.
The Loud House, and then they keep doing it bad because them boys on Pat McAfee show they be saying the Loud House because they're Colts, and then Boston Connor be like talking about the Stroud House. I'm like, damn, he is undefeated in the Stroud House technically. Next
Okay.
game, divisional game, another game we was split on. I took the Chargers, you took the Raiders. It was a close game early. Then J.K. fucking Dobbins said like, hold my beer, and said I'm gonna put this team on my back. Y'all think my Achilles ACL or whatever don't work? Fuck that. Puts up like 135 yards on 10 carries. Justin Herbert did enough, just didn't turn the ball over. The defense, I think, looked really good. Raiders did exactly what I kind of expected them to do. Like they look kind of rough.
Yeah, yeah. Gardner Minshew looked confused the whole time. Every time they would show him on the sidelines talking to the quarterback coach and offensive coordinator, he was just looking like I don't know what's going on. And that's kind of what the whole game felt like.
Bro, I'm shocked. I thought Gardner had a bad game. I'm not saying he had a good game, but 257 yards. There's a lot of teams right now that would have killed for a quarterback to put up 257 for him. Yeah, like 257. You're up there in the top 5 probably right now.
Mm-hmm. But the boys do the interception. I mean, they tried to win this thing.
Yeah. Chargers, Lad McConkey looked really good. Like people kept saying could be the Cooper Cup, the Puka of this year. People were saying that mostly because he was a white wide receiver. God damn it, they may be on to something because it was like 5 catches, 39 yards. That don't shock you, but he did get the touchdown. And the touchdown he caught a little drag route. It's like 5 yards away from the touchdown. He stops on a dime, so the person guarding him goes that way. He goes up, fakes, and then like does a little like juke back where the next guy flies past and he just walks it in. Like, and they're like, yeah, this is why you draft Lad McConkey. I was like, yeah, that motherfucker could be another Cooper Cup, another Puka. The all white squad is looking like we got some depth now.
We got some depth.
Yeah, wide receiver depth going crazy right now.
Yeah. I mean, shout out Jim Harbaugh winning first game. Doing what needs to be done in this motherfucker.
Turning that culture around.
Hey man, they need it, bro. If they can run the ball and figure out, and as Chester Herbert gets more report these receivers,
and Joe Alt and Panay Sewell, or Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater might be the best tag team duo on the offensive line right now. Justin Herbert had a clean pocket all day, and Rashawn Slater like beat Christian Wilkins bad, and then posted it on Twitter or Instagram and tagged Christian Wilkins so he knows like, hey, this is on you, pussy. I was like, damn.
got him.
Next game, another divisional game. A lot of these games divisional. Seahawks, Broncos, 26-20. Bo Nix fucking sucks. Fuck Bo
Okay, tell
Nix.
me what happened during this game because I was on the red zone, but I was making chicken wings. So like every
Bro,
time I looked up, there was just like, what the fuck is going on in Denver?
their defense gets two safeties on the Seahawks. They Seahawks like turn over the ball to begin with. They get short field position. They kick a field goal. Then they get the ball back. Second quarter, they get a safety. Oh shit! Okay, now it was it 5-3. Seahawks, Broncos winning in the second quarter. They use that safety to go down, kick a field goal. It's 8-3. Like okay, like it's ugly ball, but they're putting up points. Defense is looking solid. Geno Smith then breaks a fucking like 30-yard run, gets a touchdown. It's like okay, like can't sleep on Geno. Geno looking good. Another fucking Broncos safety. And it's like, oh, okay, Broncos defense is playing stout defense. And their punter keeps punting the ball like within on like the 5 yard line. Punter putting the ball where it needs to go. Defense getting safeties. I don't think I've ever seen two safeties in one game. That probably isn't the first time it's happened, but to me it's the first time it happened. Will
Crazy.
another field goal. So it goes into halftime 13-9. We're sitting there like, okay, Broncos defense showing the fuck up. Hunter showing the fuck up. Seattle doesn't turn on their offense. This could be a game the Broncos steal week one. Well, rookie quarterback, not like he's just not doing shit. Bo Nix don't throw for fucking shit. Bo Nix is throwing nothing. Like averaging like 1 yard to throw, like dog shit, right?
Yikes.
Out of halftime, new head coach must give him a good speech because them boys come out fire. Kenneth Walker runs all over them. Geno's throwing it. They kick a field goal. Now, Geno throws another touchdown to Zach Cabernet. It's 26-13. Bo Nix brings him down. He scores a rushing touchdown, brings it within 7. Defense has to make a stop. Defense doesn't make a stop. They run out the clock. Broncos end up losing this game. But the reason why I say fuck Bo Nix, because I had everything. I had Anthony Richardson, Josh Allen, Mike Evans, Tyreek Hill. I had a whole list of anytime touchdown scorers. Trey McBride to catch 5 catches. I had like all this big. Just Bo Nix to throw 1 passing touchdown. Just 1. His number was set at 2. I was like, I'll just make it 1. I don't trust him. Fucker doesn't throw shit. He has the option when he breaks the pocket for that touchdown. He's at the line of scrimmage. It's like a 2 yard difference. He's on like second and goal. And the linebacker comes up on the edge. The tight end's behind the linebacker, and he does a little fake throw to get in the air, and he takes it himself. I was like, "You son of a bitch! You should have just fucking tossed it." Like if you would have, I'm up $400. But instead, I still won money. But I didn't win $400 because that motherfucker didn't want to just do one little simple little lob pass.
You don't got it in him. You don't got that.
Don't got it in him. He's fucking garbage. I said Bo Nix is garbage. I don't know why I bet on him. I never will again. I told you to sell your stake in Bronco County. If this is what they signed up for the next 2.5, 3 years before they realize he ain't shit either and they got to draft somebody else, they're good fucking luck.
Oh, yeah, bro. I'm losing money, kid. I'm losing money.
Yeah, no, Broncos is absolute dog shit. I'm more telling on the Seahawks because they had this game be close. It's like, hey, you had a game super close with an offense that couldn't do nothing. It was almost getting close to this was almost the Bears Titans all over again.
And y'all gave up 2 safeties.
Next game, we forgot to pick this game. I knew I would have picked the Cowboys. I don't know if you would have felt as confident as the Cowboys because of all the difference moving on. I just know I'll never pick Deshaun Watson starting Browns. So me and you actually never picked this game, which is funny. But Browns losing 17-33. Dak Prescott literally gets his bag about like 30 minutes before kickoff.
See this, Paul?
I see. What's the 6 represent?
The 6th worst offensive performance in NFL history.
Oh,
that was the Cleveland Browns this weekend.
I thought it was the 6 sacks their defense got on Watson, but
bro, one more
6th worst. I didn't know.
That's because there's like a per it was like a per like player, some shit like that. But yeah, it was the 6th worst in history. Like I don't even think the Cowboys were phenomenal. They probably should have beat up on this team a little better, but 6th worst ever. And shout out Dak signing the bag that morning. and coming out and getting 179 yards.
Yeah,
But
he didn't do. It's game managed.
they didn't need it. They didn't need it. Their defense got them right.
Yeah, people are gonna look at this performance and be like, yeah, like Cowboys 33 points, like that. No, I would be worried, bro. Like fucking 160 yards, a lot of incompletions, running game. Ezekiel Elliott looked good for about a quarter and a half, and then that was about it. That's all he had left in him. Um, Defense is gonna win them games. Don't get me wrong. Like defense is gonna win, but like if you're Super Bowl hopes, I no, not with that offense performance, not with what they look like.
Nah, yeah, that 33 is crazy. It's like very much, it kind of reminds me slightly because the fact that the Browns scored 17 is insane to me. I'm like, I didn't even know you guys scored that many. Y'all
The
saw.
Ford got like a garbage time touchdown.
Yeah, and I was like, y'all saw.
And I mean Turpin might be I mean not might, he is the best returner in the league, but just don't kick it to him. And then that what now? Like that was y'all's biggest weapon.
But hey man, CeeDee Lamb got the bag, 3 receptions, 25. I'm good. I'm gonna watch this Cowboys team because I'm a big Jerry fan. I like to see oh no, that was rushing. That boy CeeDee Lamb had 3 rushes. They got that boy CeeDee Lamb running the end arounds.
Yeah, the jet sweeps.
Oh, okay. 5 receptions. Oh, he had 10 targets, 5 receptions, 61 yards. Yeah, I'm gonna be watching this Cowboys. I'm gonna be very non-critical of these niggas because I want to see if they'll figure this out. Because Dak is the highest paid person in NFL history right now. But the thing about this is, he's only the highest paid by $1 million. Sean Watson is still number 2, and they paid him all that for what?
Yeah, and you can't cut him. They're showing his numbers. If you cut him now, it's dead cap next year for like 80 million. If you cut him next year, it's dead cap the following year for about 80 million plus another 100 the following. Like you're stuck. You are actually stuck with Watson. Yeah, tough going for them. I don't know. They gotta have people on payroll because the media just be acting like every year's gonna be different, and I don't know what they see.
Oh no, bro, that man Jerry is good. He's good.
I'm talking about Dak. I'm talking about Watson. Like they be writing a story about like Super Bowl hopes for like Watson might be even MVP races. Like they be talking about like, oh, this is the year Watson looks right again. And I'm like, I don't know why I'll be pushing the narrative like, yeah, he's gonna be any better this year than he was the previous year.
So it was funny. We was watching the game on the red zone while I was making the chicken wings. They're telling me like, "Yo, bro, the Browns quarterback sucks," and I was like, "Bro, you know who that is?" It was like, "That's Deshaun Watson from where'd he go? Not Clemson. Yeah, he went to Clemson." And he was like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "I thought he played for the Texans," and then they started bringing up the massage therapy, and I was like, "Bro, that was so long ago." Like the dude that we saw was the MVP and stuff. That was a minute ago. I don't know what the fuck the Cowboys finna the Browns finna do, and they don't get Nick Chubb back until the fourth game. So Kevin Stefanski better pull something out of
And
his ass.
before we move on, I do got to hit on Brandon Aubrey. He's this close to being a record holder of the longest kick in NFL history. He actually nails it, but due to Mike McCarthy, dumbass clock management, when you have 2 timeouts going into halftime and you're kicking a 67 fucking yarder, your kicker makes it, but you allowed it to go to 00 on the play clock, and now it's a delay of game, and you had 2 timeouts in your back pocket. You didn't use either fucking one of them. So
Oh, I
instead,
didn't know about
instead
that.
of Brandon Aubrey being the new longest kick holder, 67 fucking yards, that gets wiped off the board because of delayed game. They move that bitch back 5 yards. Brandon Aubrey's like, I can do it. Then the Browns called timeout to try to ice a kicker on a 71 fucking yard attempt. like that. And then they say, now we're going to kneel the ball. I was so mad, but I was like, I really wanted to see the fucking 71-yard attempt because Aubrey didn't just barely make it. Like that bitch was down the pipes. I was like, hold up. Now 71 yards is getting kind of nutty, but if he hits it, that is kind of, I was intrigued to say the least.
Yeah, that would have been kind of fire. I'm not gonna lie. That would have been some crazy shit.
But Mike McCarthy's the reason why he doesn't hit the longest kick in NFL history.
Hey man,
Then
we'll see,
yeah,
we'll see what the Cowboys talking about, but the Browns. I'm not gonna count them out until week 4. Once week 5 gets here, I'm
Oh,
like,
I'm done. If Watson starting as not. I'm not picking him.
oh, no, I'm not picking them, but like, I'm not gonna start being on the let's get they're the same old Browns again
Yeah.
until week 4 or 5.
Then next game, Buccaneers dominating Commanders 37-20. Arguably the best rookie performances out of all the quarterbacks in Jaden Daniels. He had 2 rushing touchdowns, 88 rushing yards, 184 yards passing, but he did only average like 2 yards per throw, air distance. So he definitely was throwing a Deacon Dunks and is all yak. But boy, the bigger story is the Buccaneers looking pretty fucking good with Baker, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Rashad White. They know their roles. The rookie was even looking good. Bucky Irvin, whatever the fuck his name is. He was looking kind of decent. Um, Defense looked good too. I just don't know, Kevin. I've still got hope for the Falcons. This is also against a Washington team, 8 new starters. Who knows how they're going to look throughout the year?
I mean, so I'll start it off with the. I think we got to take Todd Bowles out the first coach fire conversation because like the team just never does bad like with this man. So I'm like, you can't, we got to take him out of that conversation because like I feel like that was a conversation that we had. Same thing. I don't know about Dennis Allen yet, but Todd Bowles for sure. But I will say this: Baker just cooked. He has his same receivers. Um, Mike Evans' catch on the end zone was insane, and niggas be calling him the most consistent. I don't be wanting to say nothing, but like everything you guys are saying, like Larry Fitzgerald did. Like, but motherfucking shout out the Bucks. You can't hate on them. They dominated the football team, and the football team tried. It's not like they just came in there and laid down in the goose egg like a lot of these teams, the Giants. But shout out the Buccaneers for getting a win.
Yeah, no. I'm looking at because I never thought about the Larry Fitzgerald comparison until you just said that. Now that is actually a good comp because he did have like a string of quarterbacks. He had highs of highs with like certain quarterbacks, but then there's definitely the lows of lows of quarterbacks throughout his whole career. The carousel. They are actually very comparable. The only difference is like that boy Larry Fitz. There was years where he didn't hit 1,000, but like his was like 2007 to 2011, 1,000 straight for like 5 years in a row. But then there was 3 seasons where he played all 16 games, but it was 798, 950, 784.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, then he goes back to the 1,000 yards 3 years, 2015, 2016, 2017.
Yeah,
Where
that's when they
Mike Evans
got
is like start to finish 1,000 every year.
mm-hmm.
But that's a great. I think that's the best comp. You like. I never even thought about that because like the size difference, I would have never thought like they're like the built and everything. But I'm like, oh, statistically, that is like probably the best comparison if you're making cases for like Hall of Fame. Oh yeah, but I mean, fucking Mike Evans. I think it was like wide receiver one after week one with the two with because of those 2 touchdowns and fantasy at least.
Oh, I thought Tyreek Hill was on wide receiver one.
Nah, Tyreek snapped, but I don't think he had because he didn't have 2 touchdowns. So, the
Yeah,
touchdown
he had the 130 and the one touchdown.
Next game, overtime thriller on
NFC Conference Championship preview.
Yeah, I mean, if this is anything like what that's going to be at the end of the year, I sign me up. But Lions taking care of business, 26-20. When they needed him most, David Montgomery's legs never stopped working. But overall, great performances on both sides. Like Matthew Stafford turned the fucking time back a little bit with his performance, 300 yards, touchdown. No help from the running game. Kyron Williams definitely was a question mark. But on the other side, Jared Goff, not the MVP type performance I expected, but he led them boys to a win. David Montgomery, he fell in so many drafts because it was like the Jahmyr Gibbs season. Dan Campbell don't give a fuck about fantasy football. That's all I figured out. Like Dan Campbell don't give a fuck where you drafted them and how much you were telling your friends how good they're gonna be. David Montgomery's still the guy.
Facts. I mean, I think this is the game. Jameson Williams, that big touchdown, that caught my attention. I was like, oh, This
That's wide
Lions
receiver
team can,
one, Jameson Williams.
I was about to say this Lions team can get vertical. If he stays healthy and stays burning motherfuckers, it's not much you can do to the boys.
Yeah, coming out of the 2021 draft, when he got drafted for the or 2022 draft, whatever it was, he was coming off injury, but he was like the Waddle. Like it was just like, hey, like Alabama has another receiver that's just like Waddle that can take the fucking top off of defenses. This like the 40 speed isn't the same as in-game speed. Like the way he can accelerate and burst of speed to get away from people is 101. And that's what he was, but he keep fucking it up for himself with like getting suspended and an injury. But healthy Jameson Williams, we have yet to see, and this could be the year. Like Amon getting locked up, let that boy cook.
And it's there over the top. They're gonna try to turn him into a little Tyreek type spot. But yeah, shout out the Lions. Shout out the Lions defense.
Shit, I don't know if you saw the defense. They should, like Aiden Hutchins had a good game, but like Stafford threw for 300 son.
But that was in the second half though.
Bro, that was without Puka.
That was without Puka. But it's back to Cooper.
But as I'm saying, like he had
21 targets is crazy. Then Cooper Kupp had 21 targets.
Yeah. Fantasy owners, I got him in the fourth round, bro. They're going crazy now.
But every time I tried to get him in the fourth, he got picked up. That just pissed me the fuck off. I was like, bro, go pick up Puka. What's wrong with y'all?
No. And Puka's gonna be missing for a couple of weeks, they're saying. So like, yeah, Cooper Kupp, it could be a early league winner for some people.
Yeah, facts.
And then our final game on the slate, Monday Night Football. I was confused. I had wrote down that you took the Jets, but then I had you locked up with the 49ers. So I was like, hold up, I gotta go back and watch that because how the fuck I write down both of that? So you did. You both took the 49ers, but you was hyping up the Jets early on in the pick, like, oh, I'm gonna be on here Monday talking about, oh, a good pick by me. Da, 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 da. No one's picking the Jets, but then you turned and you're like, what do you think, Paul? I said, me first thing on my mouth was, they're gonna beat the fuck out of the Jets. They're gonna destroy Aaron Rodgers in that offense. And I was like, not just because I was like their defense is gonna let Brock Purdy just fucking dominate them. Like, and I'm not gonna say I hit the nail on the head, but yeah, their defense looked fucking terrible. But that was not the elite defense of the previous years. Like I've been saying, there was no pass rush. I felt like Brock had all fucking day. You know why? Because y'all let Carl Lawson, Bryce Huff, Quentin Johnson, Myers, they let them boys walk for nothing. For Hassan Reddick, who's still yet to play a fucking snap, show up to the fucking facility, do anything, but he hasn't even pissed in one of y'all's urinals yet. Y'all are fucked. All right.
And he got fined 800,000 and you give a fuck.
Don't give a fuck. He in Japan right now, bro. I don't. He's doing his thing. I don't know what he's doing, but he was in Japan a couple weeks ago, living life. Aaron Rodgers, bro. Pull up the stats, bro. Y'all paid that boy how much, bro? Y'all ran Zach Wilson out of town for that. That's what they saying, bro. That's what they saying, bro.
I think it was if this was a game. First off, I forget that this California is a different time zone until it's Monday night football, and it's
It's
bright
fucking
as fuck
sunny
outside.
as shit.
Yeah, like the whole game was just like a normal 425 game. I was like, fuck. I didn't even get the right vibe. This shit was fucking me up. But I saw this game and I wasn't mad because like this is a team that knows Aaron Rodgers better than anybody. Like this team
licking their lips.
yeah, this team knows better than anybody what this team was, right? So I looked at this game as like another game that came to coaching. Motherfucking Robert Sala, Robert Sala understand is a Kyle Shanahan disciple. So motherfucking if anything, you were gonna come into this bitch and play defense. But when you figured out you didn't have no personnel, y'all couldn't do that. Brock Purdy didn't go to third down for shit. Like I thought I was tripping when I peeped that. I'm like, hey, yo, bro, you're not really going to third down like that. But everybody brought that shit up. ESPN, random podcast, niggas at the fucking school brought up the fact that they just didn't play a third down. They just didn't have to. First, second, versus Aaron Rodgers lived his life on third down and 7 and shit. Like third and long, no problem. So there's definitely gonna be a lot of growing pains with these Jets. I think I think who we thought Todd Bowles is gonna be Robert Silas because you got to figure something out in New York because you don't have Aaron Rodgers for much longer.
And there's no excuses. People kept giving you all the excuses. Oh, that defense is phenomenal. If they once they get a quarterback, that excuse is gone. So that is a good one to kind of circle. And if you could still get that bet in early, whatever odds you can, that might be a good one to take it right at this point. Because if they start off like 1-5 and the offense ain't clicking, right, ain't no one giving a fuck no more. You have Aaron Rodgers. Y'all need to ain't no excuses.
No, it's facts. But don't get me wrong, it's still only week one. And they were playing against a team that understands Aaron Rodgers more than anybody. But if this Jets team can't play defense like they need to, oh, I can't put my faith into them.
Bro, you brought it up with the Falcons Steelers. Like, oh, if the Steelers played good offense, that's one thing, but they kicked 5 field goals. Jake Moody kicked, I think, 5 or 6 field goals. If this is the end of the season, this isn't 32 points. This is like a 48-52 burger because at least 2 of those turn into touchdowns. Like that defense has massive holes. Yes, you're right. This isn't a 49ers team that was just at the Super Bowl. They played with each other against a team that's all new units on offense. No one was. I feel like I was the only one screaming like, "Yo, their defense is not that good this year. Like they're gonna be decent, but they're not gonna be world game changing elite like what these people think they are." And that definitely showed. So it's like, yeah, I think it'll be a better team end of the year when the offense is clicking. Garrett Wilson didn't know what the fuck this meant because Aaron Rodgers definitely gave him the sign of this, and then he goes like this to the other receiver, and then it was that third down play. He goes up, he sees the coverage. Classic Aaron Rodgers. All right, I'm gonna change my protection. Running back, you do this, and he does one of his signals to the wide receivers. Literally, I'm not making it up. He goes like this, and he's about to hike it. As soon as he does it, Garrett Wilson then turns to Lazard and goes like this, like what the fuck? Ball's hiked. He don't know what the route he's running. It turns into a 4th down after that. Incompletion. Aaron Rodgers tries to break out. Like, bro, that's not a good look. Like, that's not a good look. And Aaron Rodgers, I mean, he might be great and all, but he definitely is someone that, like, kind of petty. Where, like, I do feel like I saw a lot more Lazard passes after that fuck up. And I don't think Aaron was okay with fuck ups. I mean, at the Packers when he had the young Kristen Watson, Jalen Reed, Romeo Doubs, the same 3 people that Jordan Love is eating with, he was throwing them motherfuckers under the bus every week. He's talking about, yeah, once these young core can stay shit together, maybe we can start passing the ball right. Like, maybe we can't do that because Garrett Wilson might go over there and smack you upside the head. But I don't know, bro. This could turn, especially in New York, this turn into some fucking steamy drama. I'm here for it. I'm here for it, bro. I'm overreacting. I'm not trying to overreact, bro. I'm on the edge, bro. I'm here for it, bro. Fucking burn it down, ship everybody out, rebuild mode activated.
I will say one thing. The biggest reason why I've been screaming don't overreact is because there are like 20 to 30 storylines out here that you can build right now. Like, it's insane. Just what went down, what transpired in one Sunday. But it's proof that football is back, baby.
Week 1 was great. I do have the numbers. I don't have my wallet in front of me, but I do have. Oh, here it is. I put it on a sticky note, so I couldn't forget. Before we head out, we got to run through how we did this week. Kev, you want to take any guesses who won this week? It was close. Came down one game.
I did horrible. It's always that 1 o'clock hour, and then the fact that I lost the Ravens and I lost the Packers Eagles, I'm like, oh, I'm out of here.
Yeah, you almost caught me with the Texans Colts. That was like, ooh, all right, we're back in it. But then thankfully, I can't remember what game it was towards the end that we also switched, but I was on the right side. But not counting the Cowboys, since we both didn't pick that game on air. I went 9-6 for the overall from Thursday to Monday. You went 8-7, so I won by a game. Both went 0-1 on the dog. We double dipped on the dog. It honestly didn't matter what dog I picked because Giants lost, Colts lost, and Cardinals lost. But the locks, Kev went 1-1. Falcons let you down. 49ers carried you. And I went 2-0. Miami and Buccaneers both took care of business.
Nice.
Yeah, but overall, I mean, bad week for us, but 9-6, 8-7, still a winning record. So only up from there. I mean, there were some weeks. I think it was one week I went like 3-13 or something. Yeah, can't those. But appreciate everybody for watching. Again, go down, like, and subscribe if you're still around. We'll be back. Quick turnaround Thursday night football. Bills taking on Miami in Miami. Should be a good game. Miami's favored by I think 1 point right now. Damn near pick them. But as always, go down, like, and subscribe. Comment how you felt about week one. Is your team in the good? Is your team in the bad? Or is your team part of the ugly? Go ahead and let us know. I'm Paul Pickle Winham. That's Kevin. Waterboy Savoy. Y'all ain't know. Now y'all know, motherfuckers.